There's a lot a person can say about Dean Winchester. His closest friends will tell you that he's strong, tough, gets the job done, and is overall a good dude. His ex-girlfriends will tell you that he is charming and confident, but can also be a dick. His father would tell you that he's a good listener, follows directions, and is a good son. His brother, though, is the only one that truly understands Dean. Ever since he was a kid, Sam always looked up to his brother. Even though Sam's early life went into another direction from the family hunting business, Sam always loved Dean. It wasn't until their father had gone missing and Dean went looking for his baby brother where our story starts.
Dad's on a hunting trip, and he hasn't been home in a few days.
This is the start of our relationship with Dean. He's cool, charming, good with the ladies, and is a real badass in combat. This doesn't affect how Sam really sees his brother though, and later how we see him. As we spend more time with the Winchester brothers, we get to see their real faces under their masks. Underneath their confident, charming, and strong nature are two damaged, scarred, and traumatized brothers who carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. It all started with the death of their mother when Dean was very young, and Sam was just a baby. The death of anyone's parent can be traumatizing and create a whole lifelong battle with grief, but in the twisted and dark ways Supernatural's deaths can be, let's just say it shaped Dean's life. Much of Dean's mask starts to slip when him and his brother's father dies. The weight of his father's death carries the toll of a huge sense of guilt and anger. The twisted and tragic reality of John Winchester's death really reminds Dean of the similar situation with his mother's death. This single event is where Dean starts to shed his mask and many years of held-in trauma and grief. This is also the start of Dean coming to terms with his heavy burdens that he felt he needed to carry. Dean blames himself a lot for what happened to his mom and dad. His cool and content mask quickly sheds as we see Dean in outbursts of anger and sadness when it gets too heavy to carry. We also see that Dean is more upfront and less restricted to speak his mind, which serves as a balance for his inner struggles within him.
I hear you, son. It just ain't a good time.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Forget it. I mean, I'm bearing my soul like a freaking girl here, and you've got stuff to do, so that's fine. That's fine. Seriously, though, a little selfish.
Often this is what leads to people separating themselves or leaving Dean. He won't let people get close to him or see his vulnerable side. Except when it comes to his brother, of course. We can learn a lot about Dean through his love for his brother. The way he acts as a father, a mother, and an older brother all at the same time towards Sam is reflective of what Dean needed growing up. Every trial, hardship, struggle, and hell him and his brother go through, Dean always shows up, because he never had someone to show up for him. One of Dean's deeper fears involves abandonment, which is what has happened to him his whole life. His mother died when he was a kid, he had to let go of friends due to the nature of his family's business, and now his father is dead. His younger brother Sam is his one and only anchor. This is why Dean doesn't let people get close to him other than his brother. He's afraid that what happened to his family will happen to him again. Sam goes through an identical and more on-screen version of this fear and guilt of losing people close to him, but Dean's advice and mindset towards his brother's struggles reflects his own. Supernatural is written in a way where for the most part, the characters don't always have to explain word for word what they are going through. It's due to the performances with its actors and subtle writing hints that let the audience know what's really going on deeper within. This is shown time and time again as Sam and Dean literally save the world multiple times from beings higher than themselves and even the devil himself. Sam and Dean get help from some friendly faces, but ultimately it is just the two of them that are up against the whole world. This is symbolized in Dean's grief. He essentially grew up alone. Sure, his father was there physically and a couple mentors, but Dean was the only one who watched out for Dean. Up until he rekindled his relationship with his brother, Dean used his greatest hindrance to help build and strengthen himself in order to be what he and his brother needed. A very touching scene occurs towards the later seasons of the show with Dean and his mom, many years after her death.
The perfect family was gone. And I had to be more than just a brother. I had to be a father And I had to be a mother to keep him safe. And that wasn't fair. I hate you. I hate you. And I love you. Because I can't help it. You're my mom.
Dean gets a chance to vulnerably explain his anger, pain, sadness, and love for his mom without constraint or masking. This emotional scene serves as a full circle for Dean's struggle with his grief. Here he lets his walls down, confronts his grief, and due to his now reformed strength, forgives his mom and himself simultaneously. Dean Winchester serves as a perfect example of how difficult and complex one's struggle with grief can be. Dean also serves as an example of how something so tragic also has the ability to strengthen you beyond belief. What kept Dean going wasn't only his love for his family and his brother, it was his ability to keep going and not give up. Many times he wanted to, but the memory of those he loved and the ones that were still with him reminded him to be steadfast, keep his chin up, and carry on. Before ending this character analysis, I wanted to say some personal stuff about why I love this show so much. Prior to my first time watching Supernatural and during, I was going through one of, if not the toughest times in my life. I had some extremely life-altering health complications and major surgeries while belonging to a manipulative cult who basically rewired my brain to think in a very self-destructive way. I ended up with an extremely flawed sense of love, developed intense self-hatred, self-harm, and believed in an evil and distorted version of God that always was disappointed in me, wanted me to hate myself, and wanted me to forget about my old view of love. I was in such a dark pit of physical and mental hell that I was almost beyond hope. Supernatural was one of the many stories that helped me see what true love really is. It helped establish what I thought I lost, which was myself. I became grounded in Dean Winchester's character because, like me, he never thought he deserved true love. It was always the people around him who deserved to be saved, but not him. I grew strength from watching and learning about Dean's growth in the show. How he transformed the hell he was in and put through to being the best version of himself. What Dean needed to fight his inner demons was what he became for others and himself. He became an anchor, especially for me.